Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of NHL Trade Talk Now. My name is Jim Parsons. I'm here with NHLTradeTalk.com. It's been a little while since we've done a video, so we're going to get right back to it as much as we can here with a little bit of the action now sort of settled in from NHL free agency, the draft. We're getting into training camps pretty soon here. We're going to have the 2021-2022 season underway. But one of the things that's still being hung up here in the NHL is Kirill Kaprizov and his potential deal with the Minnesota Wild. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about that today in their video. What's going on right now in the latest news comes from a few different sources. Frank Seravalli of the Daily Faceoff, Vince Russo of The Athletic. They're both reporting that Kaprizov has a one-year deal from CSKA Moscow on the table. It's about $10 million. It's called a double-digit deal. It's a one-year offer from the KHL that apparently he's maybe taking seriously, that he might consider actually jumping from the NHL and go back to the KHL. Now, there's been multiple reports since then that this is just a bluff, that Andy Strickland has said, and other reports are that this is probably the worst bluff in NHL history, and that there's really no money for the KHL there to actually legitimately go to Kaprizov, that Kaprizov does not want to actually go to the KHL. He wants to stay in the NHL, that he'd like to sign with the Minnesota Wild. This is just basically leverage. This is a move on Kaprizov's part to try to get the Minnesota Wild to come off of their sticking point of 7 or 8 years as an extension, because they don't want to walk Kaprizov into unrestricted free agency in about 3 years where he could bolt for another team like the New York Rangers or somewhere else to play with somebody different. They want him to stay in Minnesota, so they're really sticking to this 7 or 8 year deal. Now, with the news of this, the KHL rumored offer, it sounds like the Minnesota Wild have a number of different offers on the table, 5 years, 6 years, things like that. It's probably going to settle on about a 5-year deal. He's going to get lots of money. It's just a matter of whether or not Kaprizov is actually considering going to the KHL for one season. If you're Minnesota and you're GM Bill Guerin, I'm not sure what your concern would really be, other than the fact you don't want to lose this player. But you've been waiting 5 years for him to come to the NHL. He finally came. He wowed everybody. He wins the Calder Trophy. Is he really going to jump back to the KHL for 1 year? And if he does that really matter all that much? It's huge for Minnesota if he leaves, but he's still property of the Minnesota Wild. So if he wants to come back to the NHL, he's going to have to come through Minnesota to do it. Well, it's another year after you've waited 5 for the player, right? So there's really not much leverage here from Kaprizov. He could jump to the KHL, but he's probably not gonna. He can't really demand anything. There's no rights to get an offer sheet from anybody as a restricted free agent. So his only leverage is leaving the NHL, which most people don't think he wants to do. So it's going to be a matter of just what that term looks like. He's going to get paid, whether it's $7.5, $8 million, $9 million on an extension. We're not really sure. It's going to be high, though. He's going to make a lot of money, probably be the highest Minnesota Wild paid player in history. But it's just a matter of how long he's going to stick with the team. They want him on a longer-term deal. He wants a shorter-term deal, probably somewhere in 5 years. But don't be too worried about this KHL offer. It's legit, but it's not anything that anybody's really worried about. The Minnesota Wild are probably not going to lose this player. And I don't think that you have to worry too much about the fact that Kaprizov is actually thinking about jumping to the KHL. He's probably not. So that's the news on this story. We'll have more as it develops on NHLTradeTalk.com. Don't forget, hit the like button, notifications on our videos. Like I said, it's been a little while since we've done one, but we'll try to do a few more here in the next few days. And we'll keep everything up to date on the website, NHLTradeTalk.com, guys. Okay, thanks. We'll talk to you soon.